welcome to our DofE EXPED skills video on eDofE. All about living the dream on eDofE. If you want to be that 1% that completes their award, it's really important that you get involved with eDofE. So in this video we're going to go through 10 steps to the best success you can have with eDofE. First thing you need to do is to go to www.dofe.org and click on the eDofE tab up at the top there, and that will take you to the login screen. We're going to give you out your usernames at the first session. If you weren't at that session, you're going to need to get that from us. It's probably going to be your name, might have a number at the end of it, and that stays with you for your whole DofE journey. Your password, the first time that you log on, will be your date of birth in day, month, year format, and then you'll change the password the first time you log on. When you first go on, you get a welcome message just to flag up that if you have a smartphone, there's also a mobile platform. Use that address and you can use that from anywhere that you happen to be. The welcome message from HRH, and then you come to the basic information page, and we won't stay on this too long, but you need to put all your kind of basic details like your address and all that kind of thing. So just take a little moment to fill that in. You won't be able to proceed on DofE until you've filled out all those boxes. If there are any boxes that you're not comfortable with, there are ones on ethnicity and accessibility and things like that. There's always a drop down for prefer not to say, so that's always an option for you if you don't want to put anything else in. For DofE, you need to put an emergency contact in. That may well be your parent. Don't worry about that too much because school's got a procedure for that as well. In case you forget your password, it's really important that you put some memorable information in. So make sure you put that in, and then you can always press the forgotten password tab. And then for your password, it needs to have a capital letter and a number in it. So those boxes that turn green will tell you when you've got enough characters and you've got the right things in there. Make sure it's something that you can remember, because you're going to be logging in hopefully on quite a regular basis to be able to get on it. Password's not something we can provide you with. If you forget it, you do need to press the forgotten password tab, but we can always get you your username if you do forget. Once you've filled out all the boxes on the welcome screen, you'll have to accept the terms and conditions, and then you can move forward. The first thing that you come to now is selecting your timescale. So you'll get this information box come up. You need to click on the here, and you have various different options. So if you've done your volunteering for 3 months and you're particularly into a physical recreation that you've been doing since July 14th, and then this would be a good option for you. So 3 months for volunteering, 6 months for physical, 3 months for your skill. So you need to select one of those boxes, and that will allow you to start. We just hop into physical. We'll just show you some of the basic things that you can fill out here. So start date's really important. We enrolled you back in the 14th of July last year, so if that's how long you've been doing it for, then you'll be able to go back to there, but that where your date of birth is will affect that. In this situation, we've used the drop down extreme sports, and we're going for a bit of skateboarding. You need to give us a bit of basic detail on where you're going to do it and what your goals are for it. And then the other key thing to establish before you start your activity is who's going to assess you, and that needs to be somebody that really knows about what they're doing, a bit of an expert. So in the skateboarding example, it might be somebody who perhaps runs a skate shop that knows what you've been doing and the kind of tricks that you've been performing, the skills you've been developing, and how often you've been doing it. So make sure you check with them before you start the activity that they're happy to sign it off, and then you're going to get the assessor report from them. That with the little temperature gauges will show that section is in progress, so you can see the needles moved along, and our aim by the end of the year is to get all those dials on the completed, fully finished off. When you come to putting your evidence on, you can either bring the evidence in here, we'll scan it for you, or you can photograph it with your phone or scan it in at home and upload evidence. So just press that add evidence. If you've got a photograph, go to the photo tab. This is in the example that it's on your computer. If you're doing it over the mobile device, you'd literally just point your phone at your bit of evidence, photograph it, and upload it that way. So track down your bit of evidence that you're going to upload, and it will upload it for you. There'll be a little checkbox to say whether it's an assessor report. You need to click that, otherwise it won't show up on our screens as an assessor. And when you come to select your preferred leader, this is a training account, but when you come to it, select one of us, and then save and submit. And that would be your complete section sent over to us. It pings up on our side. We can see that you've got a proper assessor report and you've filled out the rest of the boxes, and we can then approve that or ask you questions if we need more detail. And that's all there is to it on a section by section. So what we want you to do is to get as much of that done ahead of time, because it's much easier if you do it bit by bit. So you need to make sure you've got an adult that can sign you off for those sections. There is a template in the welcome pack that we've given you that you could use, but actually any piece of paper, as long as it's got the date and the signature from the assessor, will do the job very nicely. The other thing that's going to be really useful for you to do before you go out on your expedition is to fill out these boxes on your expedition section. So when you go in there, we can set up most of the expedition remotely for you, but what we can't put in is your aim and your goals for the expedition, and it won't allow us to approve that section after you've done your exped without you filling out those boxes. So please put something in there. It could be something reasonably generic, so your aim could be to be working on your teamwork skills or your leadership skills, and your goals might be to learn to navigate with a map and compass. But we won't be able to approve those sections without something being in those boxes, so please do have a think about that and pop something in those boxes as soon as possible, because what we don't want you to do is to successfully get through your expeditions and the process being held up because you don't have anything in those boxes. Make sure you save it, and you can see that the expedition section now has the needle halfway along. You do have all these other bits that as you do them you can click on them, but what we try and do is do those in bulk. So after you've completed your training, I'll go in and actually approve all of those remotely, so you don't really have to worry about any of the other bits of it. It's just that aim and goals, so not much work at all. You'd repeat the process that we talked about for the other sections. So volunteering, you'll find that there's already your volunteering assessor report in there that we've scanned in for you. If you've handed in your skills and physical previously, you'll find that there as well. So repeat the process until all the dials are finished. A few other little things that you might find on eDV that will be useful. There's a resources section, and if you go to that, you'll find all sorts of extra bits. So this is in addition to getting your basic process done, is that you might find some useful things for doing your different sections, and that there are also some useful life skills things in there as well that will help you with CVs and personal statements and things like that. To make eDV a bit more friendly for you, you can also change a few things on it. So you probably won't want to mess around with this too much, other than a lot of students, and this makes it quite helpful for us and a bit more fun, want to change their profile picture. It's only people within the eDV ecosystem that can see that, so don't worry about it kind of being out there, because it's not, it's all locked down. But if you want to change your profile picture, as long as it's appropriate, that's quite fun to do. And that really is it. You know, as long as you get on eDV and you use it regularly and ask us if you've got any questions, DV will take care of itself, because you're already doing loads of great stuff.